Okay, then my first pick would be Vardy for the striker. And well, in this video, my team will be more of a attacking kind, and I'll be investing more of my money in my attack and midfielders rather than the goalkeeper and the defenders. And so let's start from the attacking side. And my first pick is Vardy. Well, for his price, I think the points he delivers are pretty decent, and his fixtures are so pretty easy. And with Mahrez coming back to the team, I think their partnership will benefit a lot for all the managers. Okay, then my second forward choice would be Roberto Firmino. And well, I don't think I have to give much of stats or anything about him, because if you watch his last game against the Watford, he was pretty brilliant, and he has been throughout the season, and you can see the points. And for his price, I think it's pretty reasonable, and the fixtures are pretty easy too. It's only the Chelsea game that's kind of difficult, and the problem might be about the fatigue, because they still have to play the Champions League games. But over and all, I think there's no better forward than Firmino right now, after that Kane is out injured. My last forward choice would be Aubameyang, because firstly, there is no Kane, so you need someone who is reliable. And well, Harry Kane has scored. Aubameyang has scored 18 points in last 2 games, and well, what more reliable than that? I think since Lacazette is not in the starting lineup of the Arsenal team, a lot of responsibility comes to Aubameyang. And well, the fixtures are too easy for them too, since they didn't play in game week 31. They will have double game week, so that's another plus point. And the only difficult game they have is Man United and kind of Leicester City, and the other games are pretty up to their par. So I think Aubameyang is a good choice for it. Okay, those were my forwards. Now let's start with the midfielders. And coming to the midfielders, obviously first choice would be Mohamed Salah, and I don't think you need any explanation for that. And you did see him play against Watford, and well, he's been brilliant all the season. So I don't think there will be any explanations needed. You just need to have him. Salah and Kane are like the most necessary players in the team. The only reason you wouldn't have Salah in your team is if you are an Everton fan, because I don't see any reasons why not to have Salah. His stats are unbelievably awesome, so I think you should have Mohamed Salah in your team. My second midfield choice is Riyad Mahrez, and well, he scored 21 points in last 2 games, playing regular matches, and didn't have game in game week 31, so that means double game week. And now look at the fixtures he has, and anything that comes for Leicester City is probably from either Riyad Mahrez or Vardy, so that's no brainer. So I think you should go for Riyad Mahrez. My third midfielder choice is Willian, and this is pretty obvious, because his performance against Barcelona in both the legs were pretty brilliant, and if it wasn't for the post, well, the results might have been different. But still, Barcelona are difficult to beat, and their performance was very good, both the Hazard and Willian. But looking at the price of Willian and the points he has got in last few games, it's pretty safe to say he's a very good choice. And the next game against Spurs is the tricky one, but after that it's all like a fairy tale games. And since Chelsea didn't play in game week 31, they will have the double game week, and it's very beneficial. And since I think the 7 for Willian is a very cheap price, and it's bargain, so Willian is a pretty good choice. And my last midfielder choice is Ronaldo. I guess that's what he's called these days because of the goal scoring form, and he has scored 31 points in the last 2 games. That's just unbelievable. And since there's no Harry Kane, it means there will be more responsibility in Son and Dele Alli and Eriksen. but in those three, I think Son is most reliable because of his price and his form lately. And since Tottenham won't have to play the Champions League games, there is no problem of fatigue. But they do have very difficult few games against Chelsea and Man City. But Man City have even difficult games in a row. I think they have 4 or 5 games very difficult in both the Premier Leagues and Champions League since they drew against Liverpool. So it wouldn't be a lot of problem. And since they didn't play in Game Week 31 because of the FA Cups, they will be playing the extra double game week. So that's a benefit in every way. Okay, then now I'll straightly go to the goalkeepers, and my choice for goalkeeper is Pope, because I know that Burnley's defensive prowess has kind of decreased lately, but still they do have very easy fixtures. You can deny that, and Pope is a pretty brilliant goalkeeper. And well, Burnley are known for their defensive prowess, and well, their fixtures are pretty easy, and they didn't play in Game Week 31. That means double game week, and their game against Arsenal and Chelsea, that's kind of a difficult one. But still, I do believe Nick Pope would be a very sufficient and good choice for the rest of the season. And just in case you want to change the goalkeeper, you will have the second choice and the free transfers every week in the difficult games. So I think for now, Pope would be a pretty good choice looking at his form, price, and the fixtures. My first defensive choice would be Ben Davies, and it's probably because of their fixtures and for his price. First, when I bought him, it was 5.7. Now it has increased to 5.9, but it's still not that late to bring him in, because he has pretty decent fixtures and he has scored 25 points in 3 games, and that's very decent for a defender. And well, since he did not play in the game week 31, he will be playing in game week. I mean, he will be having a extra double game week, and the game against Chelsea is a tough one, but against Man City, I don't know. I think they'll get a good result in this game, because since I told you, Man City has even difficult games and they have even a tough time coming up. So I do think it's a pretty economical choice to get Ben Davies. And my second defensive choice is Andrew Robertson. And the funny thing about the Robertson is that I actually bought him just to fill my pod with Liverpool players for a blank game week, because I didn't have enough players. But it's actually working out, because look at the points I'm getting from this guy, because he's just, I think, about price is 5 million, I guess. And look, for this price I'm getting these points, and it's just awesome, which means I'll get to use my points in other places and other players, and still be getting good points from these cheap defender. And I think the fixtures are pretty decent. The only thing is he won't be playing in the double game week, but the fixtures are very decent, and so this is very cheap and bargain buy, so you should get Robertson. Okay, and my last and final defender and my last player of the first 11 is Chris Smalling. And not only Smalling, you can either go for Young or any Manchester United defenders, because since there is a De Gea, it's much more safer to have a Manchester United defender, because come on, you don't, no matter which team you support, you gotta admire De Gea's keeping skills, because without De Gea, Sevilla would have torn apart them in the first leg of the Champions League. And De Gea is a pretty decent keeper, which means a lot of clean sheets. And since they are out of the Champions League, they're going to be playing only in the Premier League, which means no more fatigue problem. And since they didn't play in game week 31, it means there's a chance for double game week. So this is a pretty decent choice. Go for any Manchester United defender, any one of them. Okay, then those were my first 11 players, and well, this video is already longer, so I don't want to be making it much longer. So the remaining 4 players, I chose Damet and Johnson and Milivojevic and Elliott. and those are just the budget players, just in case of emergencies, because the first 11 is pretty strong, and just in case of the certain injuries and stuff, you can use your the game transfer, which isn't a big deal. So this is how your team should look at the end of the transfers, and I think this is a pretty decent team looking at their forms and fixtures and price. And I still got 0.2 left in my bank, and just in case you don't want Elliott in your team, you can use that remaining money for the transfer. And but I do think Pope is enough for the rest of the season, but you have a say. So these might not be the perfect team, but I do think this will be very helpful. And if you have any comment or any disagreement, please do comment in the comment section, and like and subscribe for more of my content. So this will be probably it for now.